In the eyes of God, the earth is like a drop in a bucket. To put it in perspective, the earth is a tiny invisible part of the universe. God told mankind who are living in such a tiny place, "You shall have no other gods before me." Although he receives their worship, what joy and glory will it bring to God who governs the vast universe? It is God's will to save all mankind who are living on this earth. Can't we understand that he didn't give us such a commandment for his own joy? Mankind turned away from God, and eventually lost the kingdom of heaven. The planet Earth is the place where people suffer after losing the kingdom of heaven. Thus, it is written in Revelation 22 verse 17, "The Spirit and the bride say, 'Come,' meaning, come back to God." When all mankind find father and mother and come back to them, the gospel will be completed. Let us turn to 2 Chronicles chapter 30. 2 Chronicles chapter 30 verse 1. Hezekiah sent word to all Israel and Judah and also wrote letters to Ephraim and Manasseh, inviting them to come to the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem and celebrate the Passover to the Lord, the God of Israel. At that time, Israel was divided into north and south, Judah in the south and Israel in the north. King Hezekiah was the king of Judah. However, he sent couriers also to Israel in the north, saying, "This is a precious feast that God commanded us to keep. Therefore, keep the Passover with us and return to God." He sent the message, "You have turned away from God because you are worshipping idols and serving other gods. You can be blessed only when you return to God." We can say that King Hezekiah was preaching. What did he want to do by telling them to come back? He meant, let's celebrate the Passover together. Let us continue with verse 5. They decided to send a proclamation throughout Israel, from Beersheba to Dan, calling the people to come to Jerusalem and celebrate the Passover to the Lord, the God of Israel. It had not been celebrated in large numbers according to what was written. Verse 6. At the king's command, couriers went throughout Israel and Judah with letters from the king and from his officials, which read, "People of Israel, what should they do? Return to the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. You have turned away from God, so you are worshipping other gods, aren't you? Return to our only God, Jehovah, and dwell together under God's blessing." King Hezekiah sent the couriers to deliver this command throughout Israel. The people were not keeping any of the laws, decrees, and regulations that God commanded. They were offering sacrifices according to the regulations of other gods and following the teachings of other gods, so he told them to return to God. How can they return to God? He said, "Let us keep the Passover which God has appointed, and receive blessings together." Therefore, keeping God's decrees means returning to God.